Okay, so it's that time of the year again, so we're gonna make a video and we have a lot of bikes to tune up, so let's get right into it. So we have some customers' bikes, this blue and pink one, but we also have my bikes that I haven't touched in like a year. So let's wash them all. Oh, it's on.
Oh shoot. Choked.
Starting with the Haro Freightline 20.
All right, time to rinse.
That first bike took a while, so, well, that was easy. All right, so now that we're back inside, we'll start with this bike and we'll probably start on the shifting because it's a little bit rough.
Off to a wonderful start here.
It's perfect. I don't think we need to do anything actually. Ew. While we're here, we're gonna take off this dork disc because it kind of just like causes problems. Oh my gosh.
Not dry rotted at all, by the way.
Yeah, this is about as brittle as a, I don't know.
That's crazy.
Yeah. We're starting to get through it. This is like rock candy. It's so bad. So the reason we take the dork disc off is because its only purpose is to keep the chain from going into here. But once we tune it and set the limits, the derailleur won't be able to do that. So it kind of just creates trash on the trail that is better to just be removed of here. All right, when it's not shifting down, that means the derailleur needs to be tightened. So let's just do that here. Now that we've adjusted it, it's going up. It's a little bit skipping, so we'll just give it a little bit more tension. And then that should be good. Oop.
That was a big skip.
All right, so we're trying to get it to go into second now. It's kind of trying to go up all the way into first, so we need to back it off a little bit. So we're to a point where we can adjust it to have like these top three work or these bottom three, but not at the same time. So we're gonna lube the chain and see if that helps.
Normally, you would wait for the lube to soak in and then you'd wipe off the excess, but this chain hasn't seen lube in a little while, so we'll just leave on the excess. You know, save some for later.
Don't forget to clean off your rims if you have rim brakes and you do this.
All right, so after a lot of playing around with this derailleur, which is typically how adjusting these goes, we've got it to shift pretty well. But you know, you kind of just have to mess around with it, playing with the barrel, playing with the the B-screw, and eventually you'll get somewhere where it more or less shifts. And that's where we are right now. So now we can move on to the brakes. So the brakes are, you know, relatively good, but they kind of go pretty far to the bar. To tighten the brakes, we just have this little barrel right here. So we'll just tighten that up. All right, so we'll just keep loosening this and then tightening that. All right, so now that the back is nice and good, we'll worry about the front. All right, so for this one, just using the little barrel adjuster isn't gonna cut it because we kind of have to make up a lot of ground. So we're gonna go down here, loosen this up, pinch these back together, and then tighten it back up.
I think that's good.
Hold on. Pro mechanics right here. There we go. There we go. Now we come back up here, and we're looking good. So while we've been adjusting the brakes and the shifting, we found two easy things we can do. One being right here. Nice little chiropractic service. And then next being right here. As you can see, these bars are very perfectly aligned, so we'll just loosen these up a little bit.
Double-sided pizza break. We took a quick pizza break, but now we're gonna start working on the other bike. Ugh. I think it'll be a lot simpler. Take two. Oh, wow. All right, so let's test this shifting. Okay, right off the bat, the shifter is so much more comfortable to shift with. And it's not shifting terrible. It's shifting pretty decent, so I'll clean the chain and then do all the fine tuning. Alka-Salt.
You suck.
All right, let's get some lube on here.
Yeah, you're kind of missing there.
No, I'm not. Just clean our rims off. Well, the customer did say that the brakes needed some work. I think we found the culprit. Yeah. So now that we've cleaned the brakes, we'll get them nice and tight in a second. But first we gotta put this chain back on the chain guide. Very interesting that the bike comes with that. But that's actually kind of cool. So lesson of the day, when the derailleur's touching the cassette, it's because the B screw isn't tight enough. So let's change that a little bit. All right, so we didn't really talk about the limits in the last bike, but this one is actually pretty perfect. The limits just keep the chain from like going all the way off. They limit the range of movement from the derailleur. But yeah, this is good. Moving on to the brakes.
Okay, so after playing around with these, we figured out that this bolt and this nut, when you like unscrew them, it brings the lever and like the mechanism closer together. So it brings the lever out away from the bar. When you put them in, then it brings it closer to the bar, making the reach less. So right now, as you can see, this brake is like not even moving and it's rubbing, but this one is moving and like barely touching when you get to the end. So we need to make this tighter and this side looser.
We need to put more tension on the spring so that it resets better and has more movement. So the way you do this is you kind of just pry it and then bend it. It's a little bit more even, but we could still do a little bit more. All right, now the front brake's good, so we will start working on the back. And yeah, as you can see, this one's moving a lot more than that one, so same thing. So it is important to true your wheels, and especially for rim brakes, because you can hear they're rubbing in some spots. That's because the wheel is sort of bent. So we need to tighten certain spokes and stop that from happening. So what I'm doing right now is I'm looking for the spots where the wheel sort of goes over towards the brake and starts rubbing, and then I'm just gonna tighten the other side. We trued it quick and now they're not rubbing as much, so we can get back to work on the brakes. So as you can see, this brake kind of comes down to your fingers, so we're just gonna move it in a little bit so it's not doing that as much. Yeah, it feels better for sure.
3 weeks later.
Let us know if you want to see more videos of tuning up customers' bikes. We have one more video coming out. We might film some others in the upcoming future, but yeah, see you later.